Welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. And I can't even believe I made it. Today was a record.
But you're laughing about it.
I'm not making this up. 5 accidents, 2 breakdowns, a speed trap. One of the accidents involved a tractor trailer. The trailer was on fire, and they had a forklift unloading the contents of the trailer. I was on the road for 2 hours. In all the years I've been coming to work, 5 wrecks, 2 breakdowns, and a speed trap. Oh, and there was a highway patrol guy writing a ticket coming off the off-ramp. I forgot about that. All of which slows traffic down, right? But the tractor trailer took the cake. It was they were unloading it with a forklift. The trailer is smoldering. I'm thinking, I should shake your head. And, what can you do? Good lesson in control is an illusion. If you're going to get if you think if you're a control freak, you needed to be medicated this morning on that drive-in. Oh my God. Now, when I lived in New Orleans, 5 wrecks in the morning, no big deal. No big deal. People, I'm not kidding you. People would break down, they'd park their car, they come back later, they'd be up on blocks, the tires, the wheels would be gone. You wouldn't dare leave your vehicle. That place was a nightmare. Thanks, but no thanks. One of the worst times of my life. It's a nice place to visit, but boy, it's tough to live. There's no space. There's no land. Everybody's 2 inches away from one another. Yeah. Hope your day's going better. At least we made it. You broke down coming in yesterday too.
Yeah, out by a cow pasture, and I was scared to leave my motorcycle, and I had to call a friend of mine to come get my motorcycle, and then as Angela's coming to get me, I'm sitting here. I Google how to fix it. I basically hotwire it, get it near the house, and then switch cars and come in. But you want to talk about stress and living in a moment.
That's the theme. You're reading my mind. That's the theme. Stress, right?
I saw a study about stress. About stress and cancer. Did you see that study?
Not this morning.
I will forward it to you.
I was too busy with 5 accidents, 2 breakdowns, a speed trap, highway patrol writing a ticket, and a tractor trailer on fire. No, I didn't see that study. It wouldn't surprise me, the correlation, if they found a correlation. Not at all. But I hope your day's going well. I was calm the whole way. I did not. I said, okay. I started taking my supplements.
Did you already?
Yeah, I said, well, I might as well do something constructive here. And I got my drink out and I got my supplements. I started taking my supplements on the way in. Oh, my gosh. Here's how you can contact the show. Maybe Dr. Michael Murray's supposed to be coming along. Surprised he hasn't called.
I like Dr. Murray.
Yeah, he's got a big reputation. I mean, he's been around a long time. A lot of people know him.
He's a formulator, right?
Yeah, he's a lot of things. Formulator. He's a chief science officer for Enzymatica. He went to Bastyr. That's where he got his naturopathic degree. That's a real naturopathic medical school, credentialed and whatnot, one of the better ones. Some of these naturopaths are getting online degrees. I wouldn't let them look at my cat. Okay. Bastyr, there's the Southwest. There's one at Southwest in Arizona. some in Canada. Bridgeport, University of Bridgeport has a naturopathic state. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. Yeah, it's a state board of governors certified, credentialed university. It's been around forever. That's one of the things I find a little upsetting and disturbing about the world of natural health and the natural products industry. A lot of people running around with so-called credentials, and I don't know.
What do you call? You said something the other day, and I was like, "What is that?" And you said basically it's snake oil salesman, and it was, what did you call
a charlatan?
A charlatan. Yes.
A lot of charlatans, and it's just it's populated with so many. And this is why, and it doesn't serve the industry well. It doesn't serve the world of natural health well either. So, it took me. Let's see, what did I counted it up one day. Beyond high school, it was another 15 years of education, of college and university work. 15 more years. So, I'm just saying.
My father always said there was a difference between education and knowledge.
Yeah, some people, yeah.
He said there's educated idiots.
There can be. Now, what he's referring to, these people that have credentials and PhDs and XYZs, and they can't find their way down the hall. They can't fix anything. They can't, all they can do is that. So he's probably referring to that. He was probably a guy who could fix stuff, get things done,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. And there's some truth to that, but that you got to be careful with that, because then you start sounding like you're anti-intellectual, and you got to be careful. Yeah. So.
Like Dr. Sally Bird. I love picking Dr. Sally Bird.
I
love picking her brain.
Yeah.
Because she is knowledgeable on so many levels.
Sure. She's been doing this a long time, 30 years of experience, practical experience. And so she, you got to recognize.
Lyon's another one.
Michael Lyon is, Lyon's what I call a sleeper.
Well, I don't think people know that we watch his videos during the break.
He takes his time. He's soft-spoken, no drama, no trauma. He just sort of lays it out there, and he says these very provocative things in a very calm, subtle way, and you have to listen very carefully to catch it. He doesn't do it, in some hyperbolic way, but the guy has his act together and runs that clinic up in Canada. They're seeing 200 and 300 obese patients a day, not a week, not a month, a day. Yeah. That's a clinic that's sponsored by the Canadian government, supported by the Canadian government. The only way you get into that clinic is by referral. So they get the worst cases of the worst cases. And, he's one of the world's, I think, leading experts in weight loss.
But he's a lot like you, though. He can talk the talk and he's walk the walk.
You have to be able to connect, man. I had some of my colleagues when I was a professor. I mean, they do fine with their colleagues when you put them in the classroom to talk to the students. You might as well put somebody in there that's speaking Mandarin. It is, they can't get it.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Figure's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Nutrition 2018, coast to coast and worldwide. It's being reported, this is not good, 30 children have died from confirmed influenza-related causes so far this flu season. This flu season is far from over. This is according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This was published in what they call their weekly report. It was released last Friday. The total deaths, the total of the deaths includes those who passed away between October the 16th and January the 13th. So there could be some today is the 23rd. So there could have been who knows, a couple of more, I don't know, who passed away. What's really upsetting is that these children were healthy. These were not sickly kids. They got infected with the flu virus, and it took their lives. According to Brenda Fitzgerald, she's the director of the CDC. She described the 2017-2018 flu season as, quote, very active, close quote, and said that much of the country is experiencing, quote, widespread and intense flu activity, close quote. She gave a press conference on January the 12th. At that press conference, or press update rather, Fitzgerald said that influenza A H3N2 has been the most common strain of flu virus reported so far this flu season. Quote, these viruses are often linked to more severe illnesses, especially among children and people aged 65 and older, close quote. This is serious business. People say, oh, flu season. Well, let me tell you, hundreds, if not thousands of people die during flu season, and children die too, as being reported here. 30 so far, youngsters have been the victim of the influenza. Now, it is true that most children who get infected with the flu virus recover, but literally thousands are hospitalized every year. People don't realize this. It's not reported the way it should be reported, in my opinion. And some, obviously, as I'm just reporting, die from complications. The number of children that die from influenza-related causes per season has ranged. There's a range here over the last decade, from a low of 37 in 2011, 2012 to a high, are you ready, of 288 kids back in the 2009-2010 flu season. It's 288 youngsters. These viruses are, the influenza, lethal. My daughter, of course, is a virologist. She has her PhD in virology. Tells me about these viruses, and they're lethal. And if you're pregnant, elderly, or a child, you're especially vulnerable.
What kind of effect does hand washing have on the flu?
It's part of hygiene, and that should be done. Using alcohol wipes or alcohol gels, that doesn't last very long. Dr. Bird recommends using the silver biotics gel. She said that lasts for 4 hours. You put it on your hands and put it on your face. And what happens, Gary, your hands get infected. You touch a doorknob, touch a countertop, shake hands with somebody, and then you touch your face, your nose, your eyes, or anywhere, and that virus, boom, you're now a candidate to get infected. So if you can keep your hands, it's very difficult. You can say, oh, keep your hands away from your face. People are touching their face all the time, all day long.
I have like a nervous tick.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see. I watch you do that. See, I'm right now. I'm just grabbing my eye to scratch my eye, the side of my eye, and washing hygiene becomes very important. When people cough and sneeze, the aerosol, the droplets inside those droplets, these viruses are microscopic, is filtering out through the air, and it settles down. Then you're at work all day, and people are coughing, and there's infection all over the place. And you go home, and you got all over your clothes. And what do? You take off your clothes, and where do you put it? You lay your clothes on the bed.
Okay. See, I get yelled at because I take my clothes off and I put them on the floor. My dirty clothes go right on the floor, and then what I do?
Laundry.
I put them right, and then I put them in the laundry hamper, and then I wash my hands.
Then this people at the gym. They got their gym clothes on. They're there for however long. They're on the different pieces of equipment, sitting, lying down, whatever. Pardon me. Then they go home. Transfer is a real concept. They sit on the sofa, whatever, keep those clothes on, and the clothes could be infected with a bacterium, or a virus, and you start spreading it around the house.
See, I'm so scared about that with the transferring of germs from the gym.
You should be.
I carry a T-shirt bag, and I put my clothes in a T-shirt bag when I leave.
There you go.
So I thought I was paranoid.
No.
And I'm so glad you're saying
No.
something that.
MRSA, all these, forget about it.
See,
And
I'm scared to have surgery because of the MRSA.
Now, some of these gyms, you walk in, they're immaculate, right?
Yes.
Others, you need a hazmat suit, a hazard suit to walk in there.
I know Strive, the one I go to, the place is just
Immaculate.
unbelievable.
Right.
You could eat off the floors there.
It's so sad. So far, and the flu season's not over. 30 youngsters gone.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition 2018, coast to coast and worldwide. My guest, as I alluded to earlier, is Dr. Michael Murray. He's Chief Science Officer for Enzymedica. Many of you know who Dr. Murray is. He's been on my show for years. For those of you who don't, Google his name, and then you can spend the rest of the day reading about him in 30-plus books that he's authored and co-authored, articles and whatnot. Yeah, it's all good. And of our website and all the shows that he's been on. Dr. Murray, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you.
Thank you, Michael.
So I have to ask you, knowing a little bit about how you're wired, when you joined Enzymedica and became the Chief Science Officer, now I know that before you went to that company, you knew more about enzymes than people would ever learn in a lifetime. But since you've been the Chief Science Officer there and knowing how you focus in and zero in on things, is there something you have learned about enzymes that maybe you didn't know before or knew, but now you have a better appreciation or better understanding of? Is there something that really has caught your attention?
Oh, there's many things. I don't know really where to start, but let me just say that the development of these new forms of digestive enzymes are a major breakthrough in nutritional science and really nutritional medicine. And these enzymes that we're using now, they're derived not from hog pancreas. That was what's been used, and it's still the standard of care in conventional medicine. These newer enzymes are derived from plant sources and various microbes. And the key thing is they have a greater ability to digest food. They're stronger. They are more stable. They are effective in a broader range of pH, and they work faster than our own enzymes. So we can see benefits in common digestive complaints, whether it's indigestion, gas, bloating, occasional heartburn. But these enzymes are also absorbed and produce systemic benefits as well. So we're just really scratching the surface still on all the health benefits that these enzyme preparations provide.
Sure.
And for the listeners out there that maybe are new, enzymes are molecules that either build other molecules or break them down. And when we're talking about digestive enzymes, we're talking about enzymes that are able to digest our food completely. And this is really important because I talk to doctors all the time, and they put people on these restrictive diets, and they focus so much on foods, and sometimes eliminating really healthful foods from people's diets because they think these foods are giving the people the problem. And that's not the case. The problem isn't the food. The problem is that they're not breaking down and digesting and absorbing that food. And so that's where we can see the real benefits with these digestive enzyme formulas.
Mm-hmm. In chemistry class, in general chemistry, my biochemistry, organic chemistry, one of the things you certainly learn, chemical reactions, without enzymes, nothing's happening.
Right.
No chemical reaction, and I often say, for dramatic purposes, no enzymes, you die. Literally, you die.
Yeah.
You're not going to live.
True.
They make the chemical reactions, they're catalysts. They make those reactions, all of them, happen. People don't get that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're talking about digestive enzymes, we're talking about a wide array of different types of enzymes because we have different types of food components. We have proteins, carbohydrates, fat, fiber, various polyphenols. We have all these different compounds in our food, and our body wants to utilize all those beneficial compounds, and the body utilizes these digestive enzymes for that purpose. And Oh, it's fantastic. We're seeing just a real growing awareness on the value of enzymes. You know, everyone's talking about probiotics these days, and if you look at the marketplace, probiotics outsell enzymes probably 50-1. And you could make a very strong argument that it should be the other way around, because these enzymes, they digest food, and probiotics, as important as they are, many people are taking them expecting to experience certain benefits and not getting those benefits. And the reason is that probiotics are important for overall gut health, and there are interactions with our immune system, our brain, our vascular system, our metabolism. But probiotics, they don't break down food, so they're very limited in what they can do in relieving these common digestive complaints that affect about 1 out of 3 Americans are dealing with gas, bloating, indigestion, occasional heartburn, or a more serious digestive disorder. And it's, in many cases, a matter of simply not digesting that food sufficiently.
And just on the more technical chemical side of things, chemistry side of things, what I would like to convey to the listener and the viewer is this. And out of our awareness, most people got up today, put their feet on the floor. They weren't thinking about chemical reactions, unless you're some scientist doing some work in this area, right? You're working with chemicals. But the point here is that it takes energy to make every chemical reaction happen in your body. There's a paradox in this, what they call activation energy. You need the energy to activate the reaction. So, but if it's too hot, that destroys the reaction. Enzymes make that reaction happen without blowing up the reaction, and it speeds it along. You would never be able to digest your food without those enzymes. It wouldn't happen. It's just not going to happen. So I just can't tell you how critical it is to make sure that you are up to enzymatic par, so to speak. And when we come back, I'll ask Dr. Murray about, as we age, does our ability to digest food, the enzymes in our mouth and throughout our digestive tract, do those continue to function like they always did, or do we need to assist? Aging being what it is, you could probably guess what the answer is going to be. We'll have them explain. Here's how to get in touch with Dr. Murray.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255 or anywhere in our listening area at 813-636-8255.
We'll be right back. LTN.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore body figures, Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. Dr. Michael Murray is my guest. He's Chief Science Officer for Enzymedica. As I mentioned earlier, he's a graduate of Bastyr University, and I was mentioning different naturopathic medical schools throughout the country. Bastyr is up in the Northwest, and there is a school in the Southwest. I guess I led some people to believe that Bastyr is in the Southwest. I was in the Southwest. You got the Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine. That was formed in 1993, I think. Then you have University of Bridgeport. Then you have the Canadian College of Naturopathy. I was trying to point out that there are naturopathic accredited medical schools throughout the country. And I was making the point that some of these people that are claiming to have naturopathic degrees didn't go to an accredited naturopathic medical school. You know, that's the point I was making.
Yeah, you know, you're partially right with Bastyr. There's a satellite location in San Diego. So
there you go.
Yeah. So
you taught there too.
You were right.
You taught at Bastyr also, didn't you, Dr. Murray, for a while?
Right. I graduated in 1985 and was on the faculty and board of trustees of Bastyr, and it was a great experience. It's just been a great life. You know, Michael, I'm going to turn 60 in May, and
you're catching up.
I know. I think you'll always win that race, but it's really. I was getting ready to work out the other day, and I walked into the gym, and I realized, man, do I feel good? I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
I just knocking on my head in place of wood right now, but I tell you, it just feels great to be vibrantly healthy, and I'm thankful for that. But as I set my goals, I'm setting my goals for some health goals and things I want to do to keep improving. And I just want to tell everybody out there how important it is to recognize health and really embrace where you are. And even if you're in a great spot, you can still make improvements. And if you're not in a great spot, you need to have a strategy. You need to have a plan in order to reach where you want to be. And I think that's the difference between a dream and a goal. I think when you have a goal, part of that goal is developing a plan, a strategy to get there. And I know I'm preaching to the choir talking to you about it, but there are a lot of people out there that what I've learned this last week, I was in Sacramento giving 3 lectures and talked to a lot of people and answered a lot of questions. And it's true in any profession, in any sport, or anything in life. You've got to pay attention to the fundamentals. And John Wooden, was the greatest basketball coach that ever lived, and
he was pretty good.
He was pretty darn good, and gosh, we can just learn so much from people that were successful themselves and inspired others to be successful. And I think that's why people, tune into your show, because yes, you're giving them great information on nutrition, but by gosh, you're stressing the important fundamentals of life. And
well, Dr. Murray, you're right. And when I got sick, I came to realize that I was thinking about the show, and for all these many years, I kept thinking and saying to myself, "There's something that you're not capturing about that you want to convey to the audience," and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then in the middle of all that horrible treatment and feeling so terrible, it dawned on me one day. I said, this is not just a health talk show. This is a show about life, to the point that you just made. And it changed everything for this show. I've changed. The show has changed. The agenda has changed in large measure. The fundamentals are still there. The rudiments of the show, the basics are still there. But now there's more an emphasis because of what I'm doing and I'm glad you brought this up because your health is about your life. They're inextricably linked. You can't talk about one without the other. And when your health is threatened, to the extent where your life is threatened, boy, I'll tell you, things look a lot different. So I appreciate what you just said, Dr. Murray. You're 60. You'll be 60. I started this show when I was 60. So most people my age are wanting to retire. I know you don't even think about that either, do you? Dr. Murray.
Yeah, I love what I do. I can't imagine. I just feel so alive and fulfilled. I think as we age, there's so many things that come into play. But certainly as you reach a level of maturity, you recognize the importance of your values and what you want to be remembered for, your legacy, and you're just more mindful, I think. And I want people to extend that to their choices in food, their choices in their thoughts, their choices in their activities. Boy, it's just the basics, and we could go off on a tangent there.
No, your point. Listen, I know that you want to talk about enzymes, but what you're saying, this resonates. This gets to the heart and soul of people and their lives, and context is everything. And we want. I'm glad you're saying these things because I want to situate the show within the context of people's lives. It's not just the propagation of information. It is the effort to inspire people, to give them better choices. And people such as yourself that come onto the show who have such a wealth of knowledge can inform people about some choices are better than others. And that's what we're trying to do, persuade people to make better choices. So I profoundly appreciate all that you just shared. I don't know if you have to leave or you can hang around for a while, what your intention is. What would you like to do?
I'll come back after the break for a bit if you have a spot open.
I got all the time I got all the time in the world for you, Dr. Murray. We'll make time for you for sure. That's why I love doing the show. These kinds of moments. That's not scripted. Dr. Murray expressed something that I know him well, and I know this has been on his mind. He's thinking about it. He's reflecting on it, and he shared it with you, and with me, and it does make a difference. That's what we're trying to do on LTN, make a difference. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2018. Glad you could tune in today. Dr. Michael Murray's my guest. He was on in the first portion of the show, carried him over into the second portion. And everything is on demand at the Let's Talk Nutrition website. Go to letstalknutrition.com. Gary will tell you about that in a moment. Everything's archived there, audio, video, and whatever else way we can get this thing recorded every day. And it's a virtual library of not just information, but I would like to think inspiration and insight into health, wellness, and well-being. And as I was saying to Dr. Murray, he inspired me to make the comment about what I'm trying to do with this show is situate it within the context of people's lives. You go to the library, in the old days, you would go to a library and you see all the books on the shelves, and they were inanimate, right? Until you opened them up and started to read them, and all of a sudden they became alive. So I'm sort of trying to do the same thing here. It's not just the information. It's much more than that. It's got to be meaningful, and it has to be even entertaining. And entertaining doesn't mean being funny necessarily. Entertaining to me means resonating with people in some form or fashion, and in their day-to-day life. People are looking for choices. They're looking for answers. Many are healthy, many are not, and there's a lot in between. And, we're trying to accommodate. People listen to radio or watch. Now they watch us, too, worldwide. We get 30,000 hits a day on the stream worldwide. People listen and watch the show for a host of different reasons. Some for just ambient noise in the room, others because they're not well and they're looking for answers and trying to find a way forward. It's a fascinating world. So we take this, I do it with a sense of humor, but we take this very seriously. And I just want you to know that. And that's why we have guests such as Dr. Murray on. And we appreciate him. I mean, his knowledge and his experience is quite vast, and we can learn from that and grow and think about our choices. He's right. Your choices, by the way, lead to your values. I remember writing a paper. I published a paper about axiology is the study of values, the axiological dimension of choices, how choices drive our values. Values are the things that we consider to be right or wrong. Attitudes are the things we like and dislike. Beliefs are what we consider true or false. But our values, and that's not often talked about in the world of health, medicine, health, well-being, and wellness, or the world of medicine. What are our values? What's right and wrong? We usually talk a lot about what we like and dislike, what we think is true or false. But what about the values that underpin people's health, wellness, and well-being? The things that are right and wrong, that we consider right or wrong. It's wrong for a company, for example, to produce or manufacture, formulate a supplement that is bogus. The raw materials are lousy, the manufacturing process is lousy, and it's a junk supplement. That's wrong. And it goes on. I could give you other examples. You get my point. Dr. Murray, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. I know you spent your career trying to do things in a very qualitative frame of mind, always looking to do the best you can and to formulate the best supplements and to, when you give lectures and talks, to share things with people that will make a difference for them. So we appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
We have a caller in Lansdale, and she has a question. Her name is Mary. Mary, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi.
You had a question for Dr. Murray. Go ahead.
For both of you, doesn't matter, okay, who answered my phone call. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much. The Gargle, you answer my aunt. She does not speak English. I talk for her. That questions about fish oil and glaucoma.
Sure.
And I also appreciate you answer all my questions. in detail. She said that she appreciates you answer her question in detail.
you.
I translate for her.
Thank
And
you.
we both that you are a very conscientious person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Murray, I have 3 of your books. I met you in Holly Hill too. I spoke with you many years ago in person.
Oh, great.
My question to you guys is fish oil supplement. How many grams of fish oil supplement per day can reduce dry eye? And what part of the fish oil supplement can do this job, EPA or DHA? If you do not have enough time to answer my second part, that's okay.
Sure.
Because
No, we'll get to both parts. Go ahead, Dr. Murray. Fish oil and dry eyes, and is it EPA or DHA? The question presumes that fish oil is good for dry eyes, and if so, is it EPA or DHA?
Yeah, in general, I like to recommend a combination of EPA and DHA. EPA is converted to DHA. A lot of people have their own theories about which form to use for which condition. My thought after looking at all this data is I like the ratio of about 2-to-1 EPA to DHA, but it's not critical. I just think a good mix of both. And people need to take about 1,000 milligrams of this combined EPA and DHA, not fish oil. I'm talking about the EPA and DHA content, 1,000 milligrams per day for general health, for specific therapy, such as lowering inflammation or lowering triglyceride levels or any of the other 60 health conditions that fish oils have been shown to be effective for. The dosage generally has to be a bit higher than that, but a lot of it depends upon the size of the person and all. I don't know how large this person is, but 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA is a good starting point. For most therapeutic actions, we're looking at a dose of about 3,000 milligrams per day.
What about dry eyes? As when you were doing clinical work, did you ever prescribe fish oil or EPA and DHA for dry eyes or no?
Yeah, yes. I also like increasing the intake of monounsaturated fats. So, we get those from olive oil, macadamia nut oil. I think that can also help. There's other things that I like for dry eyes as well. Sometimes it's a lack of kind of energy being produced. So believe it or not, coenzyme Q10 is something that I think has been shown to be helpful. But sometimes it's low zinc, and we talked at the last hour the importance of fundamentals, and dry eyes affect more people as they get older, and a lot of times it's just even if they're deficient in a particular mineral, they're not able to really maximize the benefits they get from the fish oils or the other essential fatty acids. Maybe they're not drinking enough water. But anyway, as far as the basics go, high-potency multiple vitamin and mineral formula, just to make sure you're getting all these critical nutrients that are important in our body functions, including making sure we're secreting enough of these fluids throughout our body. We talked earlier about what happens when we age, and one of the things that happens, we tend to dry out a bit, and we don't hold on to water as well as we did when we were younger, and sometimes that's related to lacking some of these key nutrients, especially something like zinc.
When we come back, we'll continue the conversation with Dr. Murray, LTN, Coast to Coast.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilo Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Dr. Nutrition, Dr. Michael Murray is our guest. Dr. Murray was fielding a question from Marion Lansdale about dry eyes, and he had mentioned fish oil, taking at least 1,000 milligrams a day. That would be a gram of EPA and DHA combined. Sometimes for therapeutic purposes, you might take more. Then he alluded to zinc for eye health. Then, of course, there's vitamin A, vitamin D. Some companies will formulate an eye product like Jaro has Vision Optimizer, and they have lutein in there and other compounds or ingredients for eye health. Dr. Murray, welcome back. Mary, did Dr. Murray answer your question for you?
Yeah, I also mentioned.
She said that she's 126 pounds and 61 inches and 66 years old.
Okay, so she. All right.
I thought she might be a small person, so yeah, I think 1,000 milligrams will probably be enough for her. Some other things that I like: high potency multiple vitamin and mineral formula. Get more berries in your diet. Berries are rich in compounds that again help us hold on to water. And then I like coenzyme Q10. There has been some clinical research with CoQ10 in dry eyes. It can be helpful. I would recommend 100 milligrams per day for her height and weight, and and drink enough water. Those are the simple things.
Right. Thank you, Mary, for your question, and we appreciate your listenership, and I hope that you find the show to be not just informative, but insightful and inspirational for you and your family and friends. Dr. Murray, what would you like to share with the listener and the viewer? We'll keep you till the bottom of the hour because I know you got things to do. What?
I was asking him what his top 3 takeaways would be for today.
Okay. We'll get to that. Before you sign off today, we'll ask you what your top 3 points that you really want to. Well, let's do that now because we're headed toward the bottom of the hour. What 3 things would you like to share with the audience about enzymes that really you think are very critical for them to understand and put into practice?
Use them. Many people, especially as they age, develop enzyme deficiencies. They can tolerate certain foods their whole life, and all of a sudden, boom, when they eat them, it causes some issues. So give enzymes a try. Digest Gold, North America's leading enzyme product, is that status for a reason. It works. Any sort of digestive complaint, gas, bloating, indigestion, think about utilizing natural approaches, much better than the drug approach. The big message that I want to get across today is that there are answers, and most of the time people are giving up and just thinking that they're going to have to deal with some of these bothersome complaints for the rest of their lives, and it doesn't have to be that way. Nature has an answer. In terms of digestive health, I think enzymes are really at the forefront. And as you asked me at the beginning, what is really making an impact on me is I've really focused more in the last year on digestive health in general and the power of enzymes. Is just how underutilized these products are. They provide such great benefit to general digestive health, and yet they pale in comparison to the popularity of probiotics when most people would be better served by utilizing a good high-potency digestive enzyme than a probiotic.
Yeah, that's called marketing. And I think what's going to happen, maybe I'm an optimist, but I do think that as time goes on, you'll see some lady in a commercial, like that one commercial, she's standing in an elevator and poses the question to everybody in the elevator, how many of you have gas, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea? She may be posing the next question, how many of you have gas, bloating, and can't digest your food? And and now enzymes will enter the picture. And maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But you're right. It's really under these enzyme products, and Enzymedica has really invested a considerable amount of time and resources and science into developing these products. Digest Gold is indeed gold for digestive health, isn't it?
Yeah, it pretty much outsells all other competitors combined. It really has a dominant place in the market for a good reason. The technology and the intellectual property of this product is exceptional. We take variants, different forms of proteases, lipases, and amylases, and other digestive enzymes. We take high-potency forms, and we combine them in a way so this enzyme formula can be active throughout the entire digestive tract. Most enzymes have a sweet spot of pH that they like to work in. So by mixing different variants, we can increase the bandwidth of that blend's ability to impact digestion throughout the entire digestive tract. Independent analyses have shown that Digest Gold and TheraBlend enzymes, these enzyme products that we produce at Enzymedica, work 3 times stronger and 6 times faster than any of our competitors. So faster, stronger, produces better results.
So there you have it. And Dr. Murray's point here is that digestive enzymes are fundamental and rudimentary to digestive health. And as you age, you might want to consider introducing digestive enzymes into your day-to-day nutrition and diet and through dietary supplementation. As I pointed out also, too, without enzymes, we die. Enzymes make all these chemical reactions in our body happen, digestively speaking, metabolically speaking, and so on. So they're critical to our overall well-being and wellness. Dr. Murray, thank you so much for being on. We appreciate you. Thank you for your wonderful comments and insight. We'll be back. Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2018 edition. Dr. Michael Murray was my guest today. Yeah, it was very nice what he had to say in that first portion of the show. It's not scripted. I don't ask for, nor do I give questions to guests before they come on air. If they want to send me some notes or things that they want to emphasize, I accept that. I like it to be more organic and spontaneous. I'm prepared. We're organized around here, I can tell you. And but there has to be, you can't have everything written out and scripted. Those kinds of moments that he shared, for example, you know, I know him. He's been thinking about this. He's going to turn 60. And, you know, he's reflecting on, I'm sure, his career and what he's done, where he wants to go, and how he wants to spend the remainder of his career. I know him pretty well. And he's right about choices. We have to make choices in our life, all kinds of choices, all day long. And we have to make choices about our health, our wellness, and our well-being. And what I'm trying to do on this show is situate it within the context of your life and the choices you need to make about what you're going to eat and how you're going to live your lifestyle. How you know, what do you want to do? What can you do? What can you commit to? What choices are you seeking to make? And how much commitment are you willing to make for those choices that you want to make? You want to lose weight? You have to make certain kinds of choices, dietary and lifestyle choices, to make that happen. And it's all easy to say. It's a challenge to do. And if you can find a good physician, a good consultant, a good nutritionist who can consult with you, then that can help. A good personal trainer, right? And hopefully the show will serve this purpose too. Earlier in the show, I was reporting on the dreadful news that 30 children thus far this cold and flu season have fallen victim to the flu virus and have passed away. That's just dreadful to report. Wish I didn't have to report that. But it is, you know, that is what's happening right now. Flu season is tough this year. For some reason, we're having it's just the nature of the virus. It's widespread. It's across the country. And as I reported earlier, the director of the CDC, Brenda Fitzgerald, has described this 2017-2018 flu season as, quote, very active, close quote. That's an understatement. And the country's experiencing, as she said, widespread and intense flu activity. Those are her words. And she also said that the viruses are often linked to more severe illnesses, especially among children and people aged 65 and older. I would also add in there women who are pregnant. By the way, these children that passed away she reported they were healthy children. These were not sickly kids. But if you have somebody who's already ill and they get the flu, now they're really in a lot of trouble. So I take this very, very seriously. And I've written a number of articles on this topic. And I can say this to you, that what's important here is that you get informed and not infected. Get informed and not infected. And what I mean by get informed is try to understand what the basic characteristics of viruses are and how they work a little bit. I wrote an article entitled Cold and Flu Season 2014-2015, Part 1, Get Informed, Not Infected. Influenza is a disease. And in that article, I talk about how it works. So that's one way to think about it. There's another way to think about it, too. It was Part 2 to that article, which was entitled Cold and Flu, Part 2, Get Protected, Not Infected. And in that article, I lay out those who are at higher risk for developing complications, and I pointed out 3 populations of people: children, elderly, and pregnant women. And I also, in the article, point out to practice good health habits, hygiene habits. For example, some of this is obvious. Avoid close contact with others who are sick and are contagious and with some sort of respiratory illness caused by viruses. Stay at home and away from others if you're infected with a cold or flu virus. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing so you don't spread the germs into the air and create an aerosol that then drifts down onto surfaces or onto others themselves. Wash your hands frequently and thoroughly, especially when you come in contact with infected people and places. Keep your hands away from your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, especially, again, if you're around children who are sick or others. Keep washing your hands and keep your hands away from your face. There are also some dietary habits to keep in mind and lifestyle habits. 1, sleep and rest during cold and flu season is imperative because it gives your immune system a chance to recuperate and rejuvenate. Right? It's important to keep exercising, keep moving, that'll help keep your immune system robust as well. Drink plenty of fluids, especially water, at least a liter a day. 8 ounce, you know that old saw about 8 ounce glasses of water? You know what? Is still a good recommendation. And if your diet is not up to nutritional par, take a good multiple vitamin and mineral, probably a good fish oil, some sort of immune modulator, like Kyolic Age garlic extract or Moducare from Wakanago, supplements such as that. Or take a good greens product if you're not eating your fruits and vegetables in terms of your diet. All these little things help. So that's why you want to get protected and not infected, and that's how you protect yourself. Some people have robust immune systems. They can walk into a room where everybody in the room has bubonic plague and they don't get it. Other people, they walk into a room and they're in there for 1 minute and they walk out and they've been infected with some virus, cold or flu virus, because they're immunosuppressed. Sleep and rest, exercise, healthy diet, lots of vegetables, fruits, the greens, all these little things, sleep and rest, all comes into play. Get protected, not infected. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, where we're trying to help you get protected and not infected. We're also trying to help you get informed and not infected as well. LTN, coast to coast and worldwide.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. I've been talking about cold and flu season 2017, 2018. And according to the CDC, this is a pretty formidable flu season, and it's taking a toll. And I was reporting on the number of children who have fallen victim to the flu virus, who have died. Here's the question: how many children have died so far this year? And hopefully the number will stop there. Is it 3, 13, or 30? How many children, according to the CDC, have died from complications due to the flu virus this cold and flu season? 3, 13, or 30 youngsters? Here's the number to call to win the $25 supplement gift card.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Or anywhere in our listening area at 813-636-8255.
Now, cold, notice I said cold and flu viruses. Colds are caused by viruses. And there is no antiviral. Now, you can take antiviral drugs if you catch it soon enough for flu. So you can't take an antibiotic for the flu. Typically, you end up taking the antibiotic after being infected with a cold or flu virus because you develop a secondary bacterial infection, usually in your sinuses. Then you can take the antibiotic for that. And they usually, for me, if I get a cold or a flu, I'll end up with a secondary bacterial infection and have to take an antibiotic. But there is no antibiotic for viruses. You understand?
I'm allergic to penicillin.
Okay, so you wouldn't be taking that.
And I'm allergic to all things forms of psyllin.
Are you allergic to sulfa drugs? My mother was, any sulfur, sulfa type of drugs. So she was allergic to shellfish and things. So it's good to know these things, and you have to tell people around you in case you get sick when they take you to the hospital or emergency room, not to give you penicillin because you can have a.
Yeah, and I'm allergic. Well, it's weird because I have an allergic reaction to, twice a year here in the South we have the mold from the trees.
Right,
and I have a bad allergic reaction to the mold. I can't park underneath trees. Isn't that weird?
No, it's not weird. I should talk more about allergies on the show. I used to, and I probably need to return to that and focus on that. Let's take this call from Hatfield. Joyce lives there. Joyce, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Happy New Year. I haven't forgotten. I know we're still in January, so I wish you the best of health and wealth in 2018. Thanks for calling. Thank you for calling. Where's Hatfield?
Right outside Lansdale.
Right outside Lansdale. You born and raised there?
I was born and raised in North Wales.
There you go. Yeah. The good people up there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hardworking, blue collar, right?
No, that's where I'm standing right now.
I get it. No, I get it. Well, thank you for listening. Unfortunately, this cold and flu season's taking a toll, and children are not immune from these flu viruses, and some children have fallen victim and have died from complications. According to the CDC, how many youngsters have passed away because of complications due to the flu virus? 3, 13, or 30?
I understand it's been 30.
Yeah, it's 30 at this point. I hope it stops there, but I don't know. We still have a ways to go. This can go all the way into March, as a matter of fact.
Scary, very scary.
Oh, I know. And the elderly are especially vulnerable because their immune systems aren't as robust, and they may be already sick with some other kind of illness. And so they're
taking healthy children or adults as well. I mean,
these youngsters were healthy.
Right.
They were healthy.
The sicker people with asthma or the elderly, I can see affecting it worse.
Yeah. Do you get a flu shot?
No, not normally, but they're actually saying that I understand it would be better too. It's like 10% effective or something.
Well, there's all kinds of rumors and myths surrounding flu vaccines. That gets people all riled up. I don't want to get anybody upset toward the end of the show.
Sorry.
I don't advocate one way or another. I think people need to make their choices. I can report on the science. There are no studies to show that getting a flu shot gives you the flu. Sometimes you can react to the preservatives that are in the
side effects, maybe.
Yeah, and some people swear that, they get sick every time they get the flu shot and this and that, but I can report what the science says, and some people don't even want to listen to that, and they won't get you couldn't get them to take a flu shot at gunpoint. But that's a choice everybody has to make. But congratulations, you won a $25 supplement gift card, and we're very glad that you listened to the show and that you called in today. We appreciate that.
We listen every day here at Barney's Auto.
Well, where are you?
Barney's Automotive in
you're playing it in the shop.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. Gary.
Yeah, I'll have to like them on Facebook.
Barney's Automotive. Find them. We'll like them. If they're on Facebook, we'll like their page. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We'll try to keep everybody healthy there at Barney's, okay?
Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. We love that. Oh, man, she made my day. And oftentimes people will play the show in offices. I know several people that play it in the office, and everybody listens. We love that. We love that connection, man. It just thrills me because I feel like you're doing something good, right? By the way, it's hard sometimes to distinguish between cold and flu. Typically, flu symptoms are more severe. Fever, headache, fatigue, coughing, dry mouth, sore throat, nasal congestion, muscle aches and pains, stomach symptoms, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Cold symptoms are sore and scratchy throat, stuffy runny nose, congestion, sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, headaches, muscle ache and fatigue, but not as bad as the flu. Loss of appetite with a cold, too. Typically, cold symptoms are signs and symptoms are more, flu symptoms are more severe. All right, so get protected, not infected. Eat well, sleep well, keep moving. Take your supplements, be a good boy, be a good girl, do all the things you need to do. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and worldwide, where on our mind all the time, we think about our health being our wealth and our health being the wealth of those that care about and love us. See you tomorrow.